Hey guys, this is Jeremic85 here for you. I drive this Dodge Ram for about 7 years now with a BRC gas system on it. I've had this vehicle converted and I'm very happy with the SequentFly SF system. The only thing that needs to be done every now and then is a filter change. This should be done annually or maximum every 15,000 kilometers. Today I'll show you how I change the liquid and gas phase filter myself. First, it is important to buy the right filters. For that, I take a look on the filter housing. On the liquid phase filter, I can find the inscription MTM Italy and ET98, of which there are two types. This is the filter type 1 because the lower part of the filter housing is made of brass. The gas phase filter is a FJ1HE. The easiest way is usually to order replacement filters online. Of course, you can also go to the nearest LPG conversion garage. I ordered a set of the required filters including gasket rings since I have not changed them last time. Before I start with the filter change, I make sure that all parts are there. That looks good. This is the liquid phase filter type 1 and here's the gas phase filter. I've chosen a reinforced polyester filter. It is supposed to extend the lifespan of the injectors to the finer filtering and a metal reinforced design. That relatively large 5.2 liter V8 engine burns a lot of gas, about 20 liters per 100 kilometers. That's about 11.5 miles to the gallon. That's another reason why I chose the product, which is slightly more expensive. Normally the filter sits in the engine compartment. This is the evaporizer. Before that, the liquid phase filter under this red shutoff valve. The vaporized gas then goes through this gas phase filter. The smaller cellulose filter comes in here, and the polyester filter in here. I start with the liquid phase filter and I disconnect the shutoff valve first. Here the valve is bolted to the vaporizer, so I have to unbolt and gently bend the carpet lines upwards to be able to get to the bottom of the filter. Now I can lose the 50mm nut down at the filter bowl. Caution, because the rest of the gas in the pipe is going to come out. Be careful not to get it in the face. Icing occurs, which can lead to skin damage. If the nut is released, the little puck can be unscrewed by hand. I put this lid aside for now and take off the nut. Then I pull the small threaded rod with the filter out of the pot. I pull the filter off the bowl. The filter is in a very poor condition and should probably be replaced earlier. Since I replaced the gasket rings too, I pull off the old one and slip a new one on all the way to the bottom. Here's the old and new liquid phase filter. As you can see, there's a gasket ring on the top. The new one needs to be placed the same way. I now put the new filter with the smaller hole first onto the bolt and press it onto the ring. On the pot there is a ring gasket that I replaced too. For this I take the old one out like that and then put the new one into the groove. Down at the shutoff valve I also take out the old gasket ring and use a new one. Now I screw the filter with the bolt through the lid into the valve from the bottom. I use a 50mm wrench and make sure that the filter sits tight. Then I put the magnet ring onto the bottom of the filter, put the brass pot over it and secure it with a 50mm nut. Now the shutoff valve must be mounted onto the vaporizer and connected to the control unit again. Now the gas phase filter is going to be changed. Therefore, snap ring pliers are required. The pliers I use here are some old ones that I grinded off so that I can grab the snap ring well. So I take it off on one side and pull the connector out of the filter housing with some force. The remaining vaporized gas in there is under pressure and comes out, however it's not that much. I perform the same procedure on the other side of the housing. Then I can remove the housing and the old filter. One hole of the filter is sealed with a metal cap. I take that off. The filter housing includes two rubber gasket rings. Both will be changed. I use a small screwdriver to get them out of the groove. I clean the housing with an old rag and some oil. before I put new ones in. I removed that old gasket from the metal cap, cleaned the part and also put a new one on. Then I closed one side of the new filter with it. There is another ring to be replaced on the outlet plate. You might want to clean that too. Now I press the filter onto the free opening of the outlet. Put some oil on the gaskets, makes it easier putting everything together. Now I press the filter housing over the outlet plate until the snap ring fits on there. I clean the front inlet plate before I push it into the housing and put the snap ring back on. Alright, both filters are changed. Now I start the engine and switch to LPG mode. Since there's no pressure on the gas lines first, the engine is stuttering a little bit until the pressure is built back up. See and hear if you can determine any gas leak around the new filters. In this case, everything is fine and the repair is completed. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this video helps you. I would be pleased about a thumb up or a comment from you, and on my new channel you will find more videos on my Dodge Ram. Until then, Duramic85 signing out.